So I recently wrote a post for Psychology Today called "You Aren't Built to Be Happy," and it's received a lot of positive reviews. I guess like people have texted me or emailed me or messaged me and said that they like it. People have shared it. It's been read more. I wrote it as of today, probably less than 2 weeks ago, and it's been read more in that 2 weeks, let's say, than my previous two posts that have been up a month and 2 months, respectively. So, it's doing better, and I'm really excited about it. I actually really like the idea behind it. I've talked to clients about it numerous times. It's something that helps me out a lot. So I thought I would expound upon it a little bit with the video and maybe make it more accessible. So the point that's made in the post is that our brains aren't really programmed to be happy. Evolutionary theory suggests that we need to be driven to do things that help us survive and help the survival of our species and our genetics. So happiness isn't really aligned with that. If we were happy, we would just kind of chill and be happy and not be driven to do the things that we need to do. It's just that our brains are really not wired to just sit and enjoy things. Our brains are more wired to find the negative. We have a negative bias. I talk about that in the post. Psychology supports that through and through. Numerous studies, numerous citations suggest that that's, not a fact, but it's a leading theory that our brains are negative bias. We focus on the negative. So the point of all that, if you buy into that, if you can accept that, all right, I'm not built to be happy, we can get rid of that kind of idealistic goal that we're supposed to be happy all the time, or if not all the time, the majority of the time. I feel like a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe I should be happy all the time. Okay, so you can accept that. All right, my brain isn't wired that way. So what does that lead to? Well, I can enjoy happiness more when I have it. I can be like, wow, I'm happy. That's good. Like this is nice. I should enjoy this because I'm not going to stay happy, right? My brain isn't wired that way. Number two, uh, we can work at being neutral and put a more positive perception of neutral. And what I mean by that is, I was talking to a client yesterday about neutral, and I get it. If you're neutral all the time, I know, and you're not feeling anything, you're not feeling any happiness, that's like apathy, and that's definitely not positive. But for a lot of us, neutral can be more positively framed. And the way it can be more positively framed is through Eastern thought. Like in Eastern thought, the goal isn't happiness. Like the Buddha isn't trying to be happy. The Buddha is trying to be balanced. He's trying to have what's called equanimity, which is a perfect balance between like joy and pain. And you're in the middle and you're able to hold both and be open to both, but not necessarily influenced by both, which feels very neutral if you're if you kind of look at what does that look like? Well, it looks like neutral. This has been a while in the making, actually. My daughter had bought me a journal, like a bunch of blank pages that I could write in, and it says in Spanish, I think it says thoughts and other shit. Okay, something like that. And every once in a while I write my thoughts and other shit in it. So probably in the last 6 months, I had written in there how when I'm down, I'm actually more in line with who I want to be. Like I want to be more contemplative. I want to be quieter. I want to be, calmer. So when I'm down, I'm actually closer to that. So the idea is when I'm down, or when anyone's down, because I'm not just making this video for myself, when anyone's down, they can, instead of shooting to be happy, instead of having this perception I should be happy, feel more positively about being neutral, and work towards neutrality. Work towards, okay, how does this neutral state align with who I want to be? How does For me, it's calmer and it's quieter and it's more contemplative, um, and it's more in tune with equanimity, which I just talked about. So I think it's excellent for a couple reasons. One main reason is to get rid of the idealistic goal of being happy all the time, and then enjoy the happiness when you have it more, and to actually embrace neutrality and feel like, okay, this is kind of an enlightened state. um, Happiness is not an enlightened state, and that's a whole nother talk, and I'm going too long as it is, but hopefully this is helpful. Thanks for watching.